Hey everybody, it's Nilo Angelo G13, and after about 10 minutes of trying to get my fucking camera to work, I am here today to review an anime that I personally found thanks to one of my friends, Andy, and decided to share it with a couple of my friends. And that anime is High School of the Dead. Now, I only have here the manga because I didn't feel like buying the DVDs since I already saw it. But yes, High School of the Dead. Now, High School of the Dead, I came out maybe I think a year ago or so. It's getting close there. Um, is a story about six high school students, well, five and their teacher, trying to survive in a post-zombie apocalyptic world. Um, it follows the main character Takeshi Komuro and his friends as they try to escape the city, but at the same time locate their loved ones. And overall, I have to say, it's a pretty good story. I mean, I was rather intrigued by it, especially the first couple episodes. I was amazed at the intense realism of the situation, of how each character was dealing with them. Like Takeshi, he was just kind of like he was freaked out at first. He couldn't understand what was going on. No one really could, and even Saya, the main character, well, not the main character, no, not main character, Saya Takagi, she snaps under pressure. She just couldn't handle it. It was amazing how realistic the whole situation seemed too, especially in the school setting. I thought everyone was panicking, running like it was very believable, I must say. So like I said, I'm gonna go with artwork. The artwork in this is phenomenal. It's very good. I love the amount of character expressions, the background. The backgrounds are amazing. The artwork is very top notch, very high quality, and it works. It just looking at the scene in the end of the first episode of them looking out onto the burning city with the Special Defense Force helicopters flying around. It really gives a sense of believability of this could actually happen. Um, Now the characters themselves are quite interesting. They have quite a different variety of characters. There's Takeki, wow. Takashi Komuro, who is the main character, the de facto leader of the group. He is the loner, kind of depressed, quiet, kind of character at first, because you find out right out off the bat that he's in love with Ray, and Ray is dating his best friend, and he's just depressed about it. He's cutting class and he's just relaxing on the staircase. Then Saya Takagi walks up and she's the brainiac, arrogant, know-it-all, thinks she is know-it-all of the group, and she's kind of a bitch at first. She grows on you though. She's really not that bad. Then you meet Ray, who's the I don't want to say like damsel in distress, but she does get herself into that situation quite a couple of times. Um, Out of all the characters, she might be my least favorite actually, just because of how I just don't like how she acts. Like though, like her like she has like that standard girl personality role, and I don't know. The way she acts doesn't really do it for me. The whole she's in love with I can't even remember his name. Her boyfriend that turns into a zombie at the end of the first episode. Spoiler, by the way. Sorry. Um, she flips out a couple of times in the series of how, oh, if he was still here, I loved him. He loved me, and you killed him, and it just gets annoying. And then she has like her weird mood swings, which do irritate me a little bit. Then there is Koda, who is the gun nerd of the group. He was a joy watching. He was a joy. He's a quiet otaku sits in the back, and then he later turns out he's a firearms expert because he went to the America and studied firearms and shit. There is Saeko, which is my buddy Mike and my buddy Mike's favorite character. She is the Japanese like swords girl. She knows all the tricks. She's amazing. She's like the kendo master. She fucks people up, and I love her. She's awesome. She's probably my second favorite character out of everyone. Then there is the blonde ditz who is Miss Pafard. Sorry, she looks like one of my teachers in school, almost exactly. But she's the school nurse who is such a ditz, and if not for Ray, she might have been my least favorite character, except for the fact that she does rise to the occasion every now and then, but at other times she's just a complete ditz and the annoying stereotypical blonde, and I couldn't stand her most of the time. But she does she pulls herself out every now and then. She does she has her moments. I want to say that's it. Yeah, that's it. They meet a couple of people along the way, but all in all, each character has their own um, diverging story. They have like their own little backstory, their own um, growing up, like their whole sense of maturing in the situation, which is one thing I actually did not like at some points because although the entire first season happens in a matter of I think 4 or 5 days, very short, and you see them I would understand growing up and like rising to the occasion and like maturing really fast in these kind of situations. It almost happens a little too fast for me. It's almost as if it just kind of like instantly 1 minute they're just regular teenagers and then the next they're like they can handle everything. But I still get that feeling that deep down one of them is gonna snap, which is kind of good. It leaves you a little bit of suspense. But I really like this. All right, the story has been called oh it's so generic, it's not original. It's as far as I know, it's one of the very few zombie animes out there, let alone zombie mangas. I don't know of anyone else besides Zombie Lone, which even then isn't really much of a zombie one. Uh, one reviewer called it too original, where oh it's the slow moving zombies, you have to shoot them in the head. I'm like, yeah, that's generally what zombies are. And he didn't like that, which I said, you shouldn't be watching zombie animes. That's the bottom line right there. Um, the music is rather good. The music's good. I like how they change the ending themes every now and then. That I like a lot. The opening theme is quite rock. It's it's all rock, which is nice. Gives that sense of that beat 'em up kind of music. Um, yeah, it was called original, which I didn't really agree with personally because I mean I play a shitload of zombie games, and these ones are different. They all their senses are dead, and they can only rely on hearing. Which, if you're really quiet, then you can just walk right past them, which they do in some cases. But again, I wouldn't say it's really original, but it definitely follows that whole Romero kind of zombie too, in the sense that one they never explain how it happens. It just happened. It's like in most typical Romero movies, one day everything's fine, the next day the dead are coming back to life, and that's it. It doesn't follow the Romero terms, at least in Diary of the Dead, where whenever somebody died, they came back, which I liked personally. Um, but yeah, the zombies, the story is good. Most of the time, it actually focuses on character connections, like relationships between characters and the human aspect of survival, where even more so than the zombies, which is another Romero theme, which I like a lot, where the zombies are the driving force behind this whole growing up, this whole rising to action, and the rest is watching how humans will react to it. Because in all honesty, they're not hard to kill. They're not. But the fact is, you see even early on, people looting, people fighting, killing, almost even getting raped, even almost raping in the in the first day of the outbreak. In the first episode, there's two best friends who are running, and one girl gets grabbed by the leg and gets pulled down the stairs and doesn't even get bit. She's like, "Help me, help me!" And she's like, she's like, "Yeah, fuck you, bitch." She even says, she even calls her a stupid bitch, and they were best friends 1 second, and the next, you know. So I like that the human interaction, which again that even makes it more believable at times, is how real it is, which I do appreciate. Um, Fan service. Oh God, is this anime loaded with fan service? Too much, too much fan service for me. I couldn't handle it. I especially up to episode 6, it's okay. It's okay with the fan service. It's just even when I was watching it with my friends who don't like anime too much, they were like, okay, 10 minutes in, they're like, all right, that was like four ass shots right there, dude. Even with zombie, there was even zombie fan service, which I'm just like, they're fresh. Who cares? That's a joke. So yeah, there's too much fan service, especially up to episode 6, which is incredibly irritating if you're trying to take a show seriously. Especially because episode 6 consisted of some of the girls getting drunk and walking around the house naked. Um, Especially freaking Miss Pafard and her. I don't know. I don't know. My friends call her Miss Pafard, but I don't even know who she is really. But no, the nurse, the ditzy blonde, has the biggest tits I've ever seen in an anime, and it's too much. It's just too much. But episode 6, up to episode 6, that's when the fan service gets ridiculous. After then, especially one scene where Takeshi is has a sniper rifle and he's shooting the bullets rapid fire, and you see Sayako doing backflips, and the bullet goes between her boobs as they're bouncing up and down. And as far as I know, a bullet is faster than the motion of boobs, so apparently her tits went supersonic. So yeah, all in all, the story is pretty simple. It's just trying to get safe and trying to locate their parents. But towards the end, there's a couple of things I didn't understand really, because they give you hints onto um what's happening in other places around the world. Like you see the White House, you see I think a space station, you see different countries reacting. Like some countries think like they're fighting, launching nuclear weapons, and one country, I believe, spoiler alert, right near the end, like last episode, launches a nuke in the upper atmosphere, which causes a electromagnetic pulse. If you don't know what an electromagnetic pulse is, it's what happens after a nuclear device is blown up and it shorts out all electronic equipment. But if it's done in the upper atmosphere, the effect is even worse. Um, I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why one country would do that, and I didn't understand it. I guess makes it harder for them to survive without any lights or anything. But even then, I don't know. It's really not. I think that was kind of just a pull it out of your ass moment. But yeah. Again, the series is definitely worth checking out. It's very short, 12 episodes plus one OVA, which is about 12 minutes. That OVA is ah, they all get stoned is essentially what happens in the OVA, which is something I would never advise to do in a zombie outbreak because they get really fucking high. I mean, they're like, if I can quote Cat Williams, like you're looking down at the earth and the stars and shit. Yeah, they were really high. But yeah, it's definitely a series worth checking out. It's short. You, I think it has a little bit of it for a little bit for everybody. It's very addicting. It's quite believable at first, and it does get to the sense of ridiculous later on, especially the orgy in the car. Well, that's a different thing. But yeah, I love the way that it creates tension between characters. There's a lot of tension between each character, and at first at least. But later on, there's like with other characters and other people, the relationships between humanity in this show it's quite interesting. So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. I'm pretty sure again it came out in English. The English dub is very very good, surprisingly. It's very good, and I think that's all I have to say about it. Yeah, it's about a little over 10 minutes of ranting about it, but again, High School of the Dead definitely worth a check out, and again, if you're one of those people who can handle fan service, then it's definitely for you. I'm trying to think. You have this even fan service in the part with the stupid bitch part. Yep, look at that. Panty shot. Wow, look at that. In the beginning of the fucking thing, already fan service. I don't get that at all. Oh god. This is fun. I'm just gonna look through all these and look for the Yep, right there too. Girl gets kicked. Bam. Ass shot. Oh boy. Anyway, that's Nilo Angelo. That's my anime review. And check it out.